Native people, Native culture, Native knowledge. Hi, I'm Jeannie Green, bringing you award-winning Heartbeat Alaska.
Bringing you national and international Native news, this is award-winning Heartbeat Alaska, the premier Native voice in Native programming.
There's a heartbeat, louder than thunder, revolution is in the air. There's a heartbeat deep inside our mother. Are you too cool to care?
Now, with Heartbeat Alaska, here's Jeannie Green.
Hello, welcome to Heartbeat Alaska, Native News and Native Entertainment. I'm Jeannie Green. Thank you so much for joining us. Hello, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Glad to have you with us. And hello, Florida. Nice to have you with us as well. Heartbeat Alaska, Native News and Native Entertainment. This week, we travel to Saxman, Alaska, a beautiful southeastern Alaskan community located near Ketchikan, Alaska, thanks to our new reporter, Melody McMullen. Here is John Active now with Native news across the country. I'll be back in just a minute, so don't go away.
Navigate. Set your course. Navigate. Live by a creed, a model free of greed. Be true to what you speak and last Mohican. In real life, love your wife. My neighbor, do yourself the favor. When the words fall down, you're looking like a clown. Ain't no one gonna see it, don't you?
Thank you, Jeannie. Billy Mills, Olympic gold medalist and spokesman for Running Strong for American Indian Youth, received the World Sportsman Humanitarian Hall of Fame Award on December 27th in Boise, Idaho. The award is presented to outstanding athletes that make contributions for the good of society. Mills received the award for his commitment to spreading his message of inspiration and opportunity for Indian youth based on dignity, character, and pride. Billy Mills is the only American to win the 10,000-meter run in the Tokyo Olympics in 1964. From Billings, Montana, Senator Conrad Burns's proposal to clarify civil jurisdiction on Indian reservations is another attempt to terminate the reservations, Blackfeet Chairman Earl Oldperson charged December 30th. We're not giving up, he told a meeting of the Montana-Wyoming Tribal Leaders Council. Oldperson told the approximately 50 tribal leaders and members from around the state he was the interpreter for the Blackfeet elders in 1953 when Congress was presented with a bill to terminate the reservations. Oldperson said Burns's proposal is history repeating itself, another attempt to end the reservations. The group endorsed a proclamation of unity to oppose the Montana Republicans' proposal, which Burns unveiled last month at the annual meeting of the Montana Stock Growers Association. He said it is an attempt to clarify jurisdictional disputes by giving Montana authority over non-tribal members on private land within the 7 reservations in Montana. However, Billings attorney Robert LaFontaine says many other states and tribes will be watching developments closely. Officials of 2 Arizona tribes have sent letters to President Clinton thanking him for halting up to $10 million in federal funds intended for the University of Arizona's Mount Graham International Observatory. Clinton's veto was praised as a recognition of Native American religious beliefs. Apache tribal leaders have repeatedly requested the removal of 2 small telescopes completed in 1993 from the Sacred Mountain and a halt to the construction of a 3rd telescope. I'll be right back after this.
Heartbeat Alaska is brought to you in part by Aurora Alaska Premium Smoked Salmon and Seafoods Company, an Alaska Native-owned company proud to sponsor Heartbeat Alaska.
And by Ute Air Alaska, official airlines of Heartbeat Alaska. Ute Air Alaska, taking you home.
According to Navajo beliefs, 2 small stone figures created in 1922 were supposed to guide and protect the newly formed tribal government. But they disappeared after little more than a decade, and some say their loss helped the white man gain power over the tribe. On January 2nd, the tribe began 2 days of ceremonies to welcome back the figures which had been kept for years by the Arizona State Museum in Tucson. About 400 Indians marched December 30th to the southern hamlet where gunmen massacred 45 villagers in Actil, Mexico. The marchers were demanding punishment for government officials they accuse of complicity in the attack. Arriving in Actil, the site of the December 22nd slaughter, the marchers followed a narrow, steep path to a clearing in front of the chapel, the same route the killers took, and the marchers there made a cross of candles. The victims of the massacre in Actil belonged to a group of sympathizers with the leftist Zapatista rebels, whose political influence has grown in the mostly indigenous region since peace talks with the government broke down in 1996. "We want the killers to go away," said Jose Ariz Guzman. "We want the political leaders to leave so that life can be better." Accusations that the killers were linked to the local ruling party officials gained credibility with the arrest of the county government's representative in the neighboring hamlet of Los Chorros, home to many of the alleged killers. Doangun rituk peuchi, that's Yupik for that's not all, be as you are, till next time.
There's a heartbeat.
Ilaput kununakut. Tingsut pasok hunlu ayagak suta kingunam tnu. Kingunam tasu tkitlah kaputjaf knata nriliu kaksuku. Tingsut nun kzenik kakafti nakugut aturaqluki. Aknechten ritlakam tunginun atugut. Mananasunarun taitimak ukunuk FAA Aviation Safety Program Markin, Alaska.
And now for a quick look at news around the state of Alaska. Achieving global literacy through local traditions is the theme of the 24th Annual Alaska Bilingual Multicultural Equity Education Conference. Beginning on February 4th through the 6th, the conference is the largest attended gathering of educators in Alaska. It will be held at the Sheraton Anchorage Hotel. For additional information, contact Mike Travis at 907-349-0651. And Kawarak Incorporated, located in Nome, Alaska, announces the 1998 Bering Straits Regional Elders Conference, scheduled for February 24th through the 26th. The conference theme is Elders Teaching Traditional Values, the Foundation of Our Future. It'll be held at the Nome Recreation Center in Nome, Alaska. Please call 907-443-4388. And in Point Lay, Alaska, 4 people narrowly escaped early Saturday morning when a fast-burning fire consumed their building. The building was a total loss. Fire in rural Alaska takes lives every year. Many villages have inadequate firefighting equipment and often resort to a bucket brigade. Point Lay has good equipment, thankfully, and lives were not lost. Although, according to Fire Chief Bill Tracy, the fire could have been a tragedy. The 4 people who escaped had cuts and lacerations from climbing through a window to escape. And finally, any loose dogs beware. If you're running around the Bristol Bay area, that is, dogs in that area will be rounded up and destroyed by the borough police beginning on the 1st of February. The crackdown is a result of many loose dogs running free and causing trouble for people living in the Dillingham area. In some incidents, children have been attacked by dogs while waiting for the bus. One bite resulted in a child getting stitches, so if you love your dog, tie him up. That's it. I'll be back in just a moment.
It's time. Navigate. Navigate. Set your course. Navigate. Live by a creed, a model free of greed. Be true to what you speak and last Mohican. In real life, love your wife. My neighbor, do yourself the favor. When the words fall down, you're looking like a clown. Ain't no one gonna save you, they'll take back what they gave you. It's like that, like that. So when you want the truth, you had enough of Dr. Seuss. You've been so tight, but your love is so loose. No advice to be given, it's all a part of living. It's like that, like that. Don't cover up the sour, don't duck it, cower. It'll be your longest hour. Face the music, don't abuse it. Deal, cause it's real, no time to buy a steal. Let yourself feel. You'll heal. Set your course, navigate. Be real. Navigate. I see you don't, you comprehend, so give me your ear, my friend. I have advice to lend and ways of life to mend. Rhythmic syncopation, my occupation requires your concentration as I navigate my translation. Telling you what I'm knowing. If you don't like where you're going or the road that life's showing, rock the boat. Start rowing. Face what you're fearing when you feel the end is near. And I'm talking, you're hearing, stop, easy ride. Start steering, try to be an original, not another dupe. Be an individual, the leader of the group. Don't just look, try to see. Don't just act, try to be. A thinker, a player, a writer, a sayer, a maker, a buyer, but not a liar. Live by a creed, a model free of greed. Stop, easy riding. Set your course, navigate. Rock the boat, start rowing. Face where you're going. Navigate. Set your course. You know, life can be a game, which your hands are dealt the same. You gotta learn how to play, when to fold, when to stay. Joker's wild, the deck's stacked and piled. If somebody calls your bluff, poker face won't be enough. It's like that, it's like that. Life choices can be hard, unless you draw a good trump card. No matter what the crowds do, it is you should be true to or in time. You'll be faceless, a royal flush that is aceless. You could be king for a day, then have it taken away. It's a price you have to pay, it's like that. Wanna find your inner wealth, navigate your life yourself. Set your course for mental health. Remember, life is but a stage, you've got the power to write each page of your script in all your glory. Navigate the course for your own life story. Face what you're feeling when you feel the end is near.
From community news, we head now to the beautiful community of Saxman, Alaska.
Heartbeat Alaska first reported on Saxman, Alaska in 1993 when Haida canoeists began a ceremonial journey from Masset, British Columbia to Saxman. The Indian canoeists arrived early Thursday morning after a 100-mile trip through sometimes stormy waters. It had been 100 years or more since Haida canoeists landed their canoes in Tlingit territory. The Haida canoes were invited to Saxman for the Skulka family gathering. By calling from the beach and asking who they were, Phyllis Almquist was acknowledging that they were greeting the Haidas on other Indians' land, the land of the Cape Fox Tlinkits, the location of the Skulka family gathering.
As long as you're here, we know that you're also under our protection. And as you go back, we know that the Lord will protect you once again and give you a safe journey back. We're thankful that you're here as a community of Saxman. Our arms are truly open to you. As you come ashore, we're going to be singing a song, a welcome song from Cape Fox. Lawrence Shields, nephew of a chief, will be dancing for you.
Again, in keeping with tradition, the Haidas acknowledge the welcome of the Tlinkits by coming ashore with their canoes pointed backwards, demonstrating that they too come in peace. The canoeists paddled the canoes to Saxman to participate in this week's Thomas Skulka family reunion. Haida canoes are famous for their beauty and length. Stones were added to the 36-foot-long and 42-foot-long canoes for ballast. Hundreds of people were there to participate in the historic landing of the canoes, and for 3 days following the landing, the family reunion included feasting and banquets. In 1896, several bands of Tlingit Indians moved from their island villages to Saxman, near the newly formed American town of Ketchikan. Blustery winds, strong tidal waves, a change in salmon migration, and the promise of cannery work, a new church, and a school prompted the move. The Tlinkits built a modern town using house plans provided by the Presbyterian missionaries who built the church and school. The new village was named for Samuel Saxman, a white school teacher who disappeared with 2 other men while searching for the new village site. No one lives in Saxman Native Village, but 498 people reside in the little towns surrounding it. The point of interest in Saxman is a carving shed. It's long enough to accommodate a 100-foot-long cedar log. Some of the best totem canoe and mast carvers in the world, as well as their apprentices, are at work in this shed. Many of the totem poles carved here are commissioned. Others are purchased by inspired visitors as the first chip falls, selling for $800 to
Some of the totem poles
$2,500
date
per
back to the
foot.
mid-1800s.
This carver,
Sharing
this
the
famous
history
carver Nathan
is a source of
Jackson.
pride for the
He's
Indians of
working on a
Southeast
totem pole
Alaska.
that's on its way
Educating
to
others
Hawaii.
is a way of preserving a culture, no matter how young the students may be.
There's a heartbeat.
He has fire in his eyes and a sword in his hand, and he's riding a white horse across this land. He has fire in his eyes and a sword in his hand. He's riding a white horse all across this land. And he's calling out to you and me. Will you ride with me? And we say yes, Lord. We will stand up and fight. We will ride with the armies of heaven. We're gonna be dressed in white. We'll be dressed in white. We say yes, Lord. We'll ride with you.
We Win, a program devoted to Native American praise and worship. Now here's your host, Jeannie Green.
On his head, he carries a
Look for
scepter
We
in
Win,
his hand.
World Evangelism with Indigenous Nations, coming soon.
Left our home on Hudson Bay, on ships that took us far away, sailing through the broken ice towards the shores of paradise, where they say our new life will begin. I can't wait until my ship comes in, landing on the edge of Ellesmere, wondering if we could survive here. We were told that half would stay, the rest of us were on our way. Will I see my family again? I can't wait until my ship comes in. Gaisita, sail on. I can't wait until my ship comes in. Our final destination reached, they left us standing on the beach, planted there like human flags, that winter's fury turned to rags. The hunters showed us empty hands again. I can't wait until my ship comes in. Gaisita, sail on. I can't wait until my ship 'cause nobody ever wins. I can't wait until my ship comes in. I think I hear voices in the wind telling me my ship will soon come in.
Thanks for joining us once again for Heartbeat Alaska. News stories coming up? Well, Heartbeat Akiak. The students in Akiak, Alaska, as well as the teachers, are getting video to show you their beautiful little village. And I hope you do the same, won't you? Get your camcorder out. We're waiting to share your news with everyone else. God bless you. Have a fabulous week. We'll see you again next week.